Welcome to Innervision FM. I guess my crew, they're elsewhere. So I want to remind you that you are watching Innervision FM Music News. And sometimes we talk about politics, sometimes we talk about blind issues, sometimes we just talk about anything that's on our mind. But we thank you for joining us. And we want to remind you to like, share, and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up because we saw like yesterday it was about like 190 people. So just don't just watch it, just go past it, but give us a thumbs up. So today we're going to talk about uh, safeness in going to the New York Park. Now we went there in 2015 and it was pretty safe. Saw some fireflies. It wasn't too much craziness going on, but I don't know about now since lawlessness is controlling New York. But Jonas and uh, and Sophie Turner. I wonder if she's related to another Turner I know. Jonas and Sophie Turner uh, was walking through the park as they're walking through the park, and it looks like, uh, well, sometimes the best of friends are, or, or sometimes divorced friends in their case. So who knows if they will come back together? And it got to leave us a thought behind down below. Did you like these two as a couple? Did you wonder like what was going on that they had to break up? Uh, so as a uniting, is it something that you want to see? I mean, you never want to see like in these couples break apart, but if they have children, if they don't have children, it just depends. So anyway, so that is the latest scoop, and I put a link there, but it's easy enough to find the rest of the story about this New York stroll. Okay, so the next one, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. What a name. How these guys did this? That must be a stage name. Katy Perry sounds pretty normal, but Orlando Bloom, hmm, okay. Okay, so they've been dating for 8 years. And ladies, let me give you some advice. Okay, you're dating a guy for 8 years and he hasn't put a ring on it. I think of it as he's getting the milk without buying the cow. And I always tell my daughters that all the time, but sometimes you ladies are hard-headed and you don't, and like the Beyonce song said, I think in 2000, it says, put a ring on it. It's like these long-term so-called dating situations. It's like, to me, maybe I'm old school, it's just the guy taking advantage of you. And if he can get it for free, why make any commitments? And he can walk out the door at any time. So yeah. So she's all broken heart. I don't know if he is. Hmm. And I don't know if it was his decision to split. Well, maybe it was his decision to split because Katy Perry has the broken heart. And is she still on that show, American Idol? I haven't watched it in so long, but leave in the comments line if you know if she's still on that show, uh, or has she moved on. I know she was dating this other guy that was kind of like out of her league as far as like he was just really like wild and everything like that. And as you know, like Perry, she grew up doing Christian contemporary music, and then she switched over to secular music. And of course, she did that infamous song, I Kissed the Girl. And so that kicked off her career and it went another direction other than Christian contemporary songs as well. So you guys, you know this, right? Don't forget to like, share, support our show with uh, a donation with the Cash App. Innervision is $ Innervision J. That's Innervision J. And support our nonprofit for disabled musical artists. Right. So, so the next story, we're going through these really quickly here because I got another meeting I got to go to here. Baby Bianca shares a new name for the Jonas Brothers. Now, of course, if you're a little kid, you just see them as daddy and mommy, or daddy goes off to sing on the stage, whatever. Mother probably takes it there, and so who knows the new name? If you know the new name of that the baby Priyanka chose for the Jonas Brothers. Uh, Put it down there in the subject line. The first one to do it and support our show with a $5 donation. That's $Innervision J. We'll not only give you a shout out to you, but you may win either a free coffee mug, Innervision FM, or a free sticker, Innervision FM, or we may spring for a free unisex T-shirt, but we have to have the size, of course. So go to our Cash App, Innervision, $Innervision FM, okay, $Innervision J, $Innervision J, or you can go to our website, https://www.innervisionrecords.org. That's innervisionrecords.org. Because some people say, oh, your Cash App doesn't look as professional as they want it to look. So if you go there, we use donor box, and so maybe that will look very professional, right? Okay. All right. Okay. Of course, children only knows as mommy and daddy, but we'll see if the name, if they're gonna switch their names to another name. Okay, Brad Pitt. I guess he's another heartbreak story here. You guess I guess he was going through some AA meetings after he divorced. And it's like, okay, guys, like in Genesis, where it talks about when you join together, you become one flesh. So if you divorce, all right, you're tearing apart that other part of your flesh, right? And that's why they call it the Heartbreak Hotel. But I don't know if Brad Pitt understands those spiritual connections, but he's surely experiencing it, and he had to go to AA and go through those 12 steps in order to get over that heartbreak. But I don't know. I mean, you could go like, ice cream. A lot of people do, or Oreo cookies, or you could do, let's see. Now, if you like to have a healthy health, I would blend up banana, mango, blueberry, strawberry, blend that up, put it in the fridge. Fantastic, all natural ice cream. Now, I'd rather binge on that than to binge on some of these other things, the alcohol and all that kind of stuff. And then you have to go to AA. With this one, you have to go to a um, plant-based rehab, if there's any such thing. So, yeah. So anyway, and that movie, let's see, The Battle of the Roses, they're making a part two of that. Are you gonna go see that movie? I don't know. It seems like they're gonna make it too woke because that seems to be a Hollywood thing. As I listen to some of these guys talking on the radio, it reminds me of black guys when we used to talk about there's not enough black people in movies, and they always want to put us in stereotype. Now I hear the white guys saying there's not enough white guys in the movie, and if we are in a movie, we're either gay or something like that, and and they're making these movies a visual that is not really representative in the United States, but I'm thinking like movies are fantasies. And sometimes, the fantasy can go far left, and sometimes the fantasy can go far right, and eventually the fantasy will go back to the middle. So, ah, Joe Jonas promises um, a different Jonas Brothers tour. So, if you guys have ever been to a Jonas Brothers tour, uh, let me know in the subject line what do you experience now. Metallica is going to be here in this state this coming Friday and Sunday. I think it's Friday and Sunday or Saturday and Sunday. Well, anyway, when we saw them in Amsterdam, fantastic concert. But I wish they would have advertised the bands that were before because I just thought, we're going to Metallica, and I didn't think that there was going to be an opening band. But some of those opening bands were fantastic. I'm almost tempted to go down to the sports arena and stand outside because I just want to hear it. I don't necessarily have to see it. Can't see it even if I wanted to. But if I stand on the outside, I could hear the bands that went before, and I don't know. Metallica is cool, but sometimes I like to hear the pre-bands as well. But anyway, Joe Jonas promised a different look or maybe a different sound. Well, they can't have a different sound because then the fans will get all mad if they say, "Oh, we want to play some of our new songs. We're not going to play any of our." And some artists have done that. They played the new songs and not the old songs. But anyway, and plus touring is sometimes the only way that a lot of these artists make enough money to put in their pockets because streaming and people buying music is, sort of like went down the drain. And you got to stream a billion songs before you get paid any decent money. Yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, so Innervision, we hit 65,000 views. Oh man. Okay, so we hit the views. So where is the bank deposit to match all these views? And I love it that they say, oh, share this, rah, rah, rah. But $65,000 is what? Maybe a couple of pennies. Man, these companies are getting away with highway robbery. But, you got to play, I guess you got to play the game. So anyway. Okay, in 1982, in New York, Chinatown, the garment workers, they go, and this is day in history, they go on strike. Um, but as you know, in America, for years and years, we've been forming a new type of slavery. That's with illegal immigrants because you can pay an illegal immigrant whatever you want. So back in the slavery days of blacks, you could feed them, treat them whatever way you wanted to treat them. So America, they got hooked on this. Let's bring in all the illegals that we can, and we'll pay them whatever wages we want. But you can't do that with an American citizen because they can go to the SBA, they go to the job bureau, and they can sue your butt. But if you get it illegal, you can say, suck it up and just take what we're giving you, and that's it. And I hear in California, they're raising up uh, some of these wages to $30 an hour. It was $20 an hour. Now they're saying, well, we got to make it livable wages. And it was one thing I saw at this one Mexican restaurant. They said nobody's coming because they're afraid that ICE will come in and take them back to their country. Well, yeah. And then I heard like in Colorado Springs, this guy from Iran has been here since 1987, and they're just now getting around to catching him. He's committed all these crimes. I guess they just slap him, put him in jail a little while if they do that. But he told them to leave 1987. And he just said, to hell with you. You guys are not serious about it. And so now we have a president that is serious about it. So thumbs up to President Trump. So anyway, America's new form of slavery, illegal immigrants. Okay, you know, and put in the subject line if you disagree, agree. If you know what I'm saying, put it in the subject line. Now, okay, the next story is Debbie Gibson goes to number one with the song. Let me see, "Man Dancing," "Foolish Beat." Now I was going to play it here, but then we'll get a strike on on YouTube and maybe even Facebook. They'll mute that particular song. But I always like to listen to the songs and find out, since I don't remember this song, but I do remember Debbie Gibson. So after the show's over, I'm gonna listen to that song and find out what it is. 2009. Now you see in our title, 2009, Michael Jackson in 2009, on this very day, June 25th, um, he's having his doctor that he hired 24 hours, 7 days a week, $100,000 a month. $100,000 a month, not a year, not every 2 weeks. Well, it might even be nice if it was if it was once a week, but $100,000. I mean, could you imagine having that kind of money to burn? And he was living in a rented, I guess, mansion or something like that at the time, spending that kind of money. So anyway, so the doctor, I guess, gave him overdosed him on the uh, medication that puts people to sleep. Now, if you guys ever, has anybody out there ever been put to sleep? I've been put to sleep so many times with this, and it's kind of like a freaky type of feeling, and especially when you're waking up and they're doing the last bit of sewing up, right? And you could feel it, but you can't feel it, and you can't say nothing, and so they don't know that you're coming out of it, and they're needle in, needle out, needle in. And so I've experienced a few of those things as well. So, and then of course, when you're going under, you hear this ringing noise, and boom, you're into the next episode, as Dr. Dre would say. So anyway, Michael Jackson in 2009, June 25th, ends up getting the lethal dose of that, and his father, Joe Jackson, he didn't miss a beat. He was promoting some of his groups on his record label, pitching some of that stuff while his son was in the hospital. Of course, uh, Mrs. Jackson, the mother, she goes directly to the hospital, and Joe says, "You know what? Uh, I can't do anything at the hospital, but let me find a camera. Let me find a. I know they're going to want to ask me about Michael Jackson, and let me promote some of the groups on my label here." So, what a guy! What a guy! Oh, wait a minute. And I gotta mention one more thing about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson said he was in big fear of Joe Jackson because, Joe Jackson would tan that butt, right? And a lot of kids went through that thing where the parents, they, spare the rod, spoil the child kind of thing. And I guess some kids, they said, yeah, you went a little bit too far with that spare the rod and spoil the child kind of philosophy. And Michael Jackson said, I got physically sick, and some of his, and rumors was saying like he would almost pass out when, when Joe Jackson would enter the room. And I'm thinking like, sometimes you got to man up, get some balls here. But anyway, things happen. Anyway, we have a special, let's see. We have with 10 minutes go. We're not going to do a whole 30 minutes. So stick around until the end because I mean, I hope you have sticked around to the end because we're going to tell you how to get your Regal tickets and support Innervision at the same time. Go to our website, innervisionrecords.org. Innervisionrecords.org. As I said, certain movies are coming out. July the 11th, new movies are coming out. Some new Avatar movies are coming out. Some new Marvel super movies are coming out. And of course, the Battle of the Rose is coming out. And if you're into these movies, go out and spend $30, get 2 tickets. And also tomorrow, Thursday, the 26th, if you go to our website, innovationrecords.org, and buy a dozen donuts, if you buy as many as you can, we're in this contest where we can win some serious prizes. So you can help Innervision keep training and supporting the blind and disabled community by supporting us either with your straight donation or get some Regal tickets or get some Krispy Kreme donuts. And it doesn't matter where you are in the United States, it will count. You just have to use our link. So, and email us. It's Johnnie@innervisionrecords.org. It's Johnnie@innervisionrecords.org. Some people say, how can I get a hold of Johnnie? I don't know why you need to get a hold of me. The best thing you need to do, you don't need to get a hold of me. Go like our show, subscribe, donate. Okay. And then if you donate enough, and we see that is enough in a certain city, we'll develop a concert and rent a venue there, and you can come see. We can show you our show live. But if you live in Colorado, it'll be a lot easier for you to fly to Colorado if you got that kind of cash. If you got that kind of trash, drop some in the Innervision and we'll put together something. Anyway, so that is it for today's show. Remember, we can't strive and survive without your help. So either go to our Cash App, $Innervision J, or go to our website, innervisionrecords.org, and you